To everyone else, Daniel Wells had a perfect life. A six-figure job, a luxury apartment, a strong, healthy body, and a smile that always showed up on time. But behind that smile was a secret, one that pulsed beneath his skin, one he'd carried his entire life. Daniel was born with two legs, but he always felt like he was meant to have just one. He couldn't explain it. He didn't want attention. He wasn't depressed. He wasn't trying to escape life. He just didn't feel complete with both legs attached. Daniel was born with two legs, but he always felt like he was meant to have just one. He couldn't explain it. He didn't want attention. He wasn't depressed. He wasn't trying to escape life. He just didn't feel complete with both legs attached. As he grew older, the feeling grew louder. He'd stand in front of the mirror and try to visualize what he should look like. He'd tie one leg behind him to simulate what walking with one felt like. He joined online forums, found others like him, people who didn't want to be disabled. They just didn't feel right in their bodies. That's when he discovered the name, body integrity identity disorder, a condition so rare, so taboo, that most doctors had never even heard of it. BIID is not a delusion. People with it are often rational, educated, and mentally sound, but they experience a deep mismatch between their physical body and how they perceive themselves. It's not about seeking attention. It's not a phase. It's a form of identity dysphoria, similar in pain to gender dysphoria, where the individual is tormented by a body part that feels foreign. Daniel tried everything to cope. Therapy, distraction, denial. But it never went away. He couldn't date, couldn't focus, couldn't go a single day without obsessively thinking, this leg isn't mine. I'm supposed to be an amputee. He began researching surgeries, but no doctor would do it. Amputating a healthy limb? That was unethical, dangerous, even illegal in many places. So Daniel was stuck, in a body he didn't ask for, with a condition no one understood, and shame that wrapped around him like a vice. One night, everything boiled over. He was standing at the edge of his rooftop leg, hanging off, debating whether losing it on purpose would bring peace. And that's when he heard it. A voice. Hey, don't jump, please. It was a woman, Julissa, a neighbor he barely knew. She didn't run. She didn't call the police. She just sat beside him. He told her everything. The truth, the feeling, the disorder. He expected her to laugh, to judge, to walk away like everyone else. But she didn't. She listened. And for the first time, Daniel wasn't alone. Jules became his anchor. Not a cure, not a fix, but a mirror, someone who reflected back the fact that Daniel's pain was real, even if it couldn't be seen. Together, they searched for specialists. Not surgeons, but psychologists who had studied BID. He began treatment not to amputate, but to understand himself without shame. Living with BID isn't about giving in. It's about finding ways to coexist with the pain, to reduce the obsession, to accept that identity is more than the sum of our limbs. Daniel didn't get the surgery, but he did get his life back. He learned to express the part of him that felt unseen through art, writing, and eventually advocacy. He started a blog, told his story, and others began to write back. What BID teaches us. The mind and body are deeply connected, but not always aligned. Identity is more complex than we think, and compassion is more powerful than understanding. Some stories aren't about being fixed. They're about being heard. So if you've ever felt like a stranger in your own body, you are not crazy. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are simply searching for the shape that your soul already knows.